Hi, so it's Andy and Tanya for Living in Greece, and this is Q&A number 5, I think. Yeah. So, Q&A number 5. We've got to look at loads of different things. We're going to have a quick update, then we're going to dive into some questions from people from Patreons and emails, and then we're going to look at some of the more interesting comments and questions from the last couple of months. First of all, we have to say really sorry that it's taken us 2 months to get round to doing Q&A number 5. I did promise it last month. We were trying to go live with it, but various things happened and it didn't work. So now we're here doing this, aren't we?
That's right. And the floods here didn't help much in the last couple of weeks, did it?
No. So
we've been
what
pretty
happened?
busy.
What happened with that, Tanya?
So we had big storms here in Greece, Storm Daniel, and whilst our area didn't get hit anywhere near as bad as central Greece, we did get the brunt of some of the storm, didn't we? And two of our friends, Joe and Pete at Villa Hylas, they were hit quite severely by the storm and got completely flooded out. They've only been open a year after 3 years of hard work, so we spent the last couple of weeks helping them clear up, salvage, and try and get everything back to normal so they can reopen. So that took priority for us, didn't it?
Yeah, that's also another reason why it's taken us some time to get back to answering comments and questions and things on YouTube as well.
Oh, and I was away for a month, 2 months.
Tell us all about that, Tanya.
No, I was just away. I'm back now. I was walking the Camino in Spain for 7 weeks, so I have been a little bit absent. But I'm back now.
Oh, well done, dear. So, yeah, so Tanya's back, and then I've been busy working on the house. I've put a mezzanine floor in the spare room, started to convert the workshop into a bedroom, and other various bits and pieces, and then all of a sudden Storm Daniel happened. So we've been working for more than a week or so with Joe and Pete to get their business Villa Hylas up and running. Again, they had nearly a metre of water flow through their entire house and business. They have a luxury B&B. So last Sunday was spent pumping out the pool and mopping out the pool with like 3 inches of mud in it. So that was pretty cool.
It was surprisingly fun, actually.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, was it? Yeah, we had a couple of beers and pizza afterwards, which was very nice. So that was that. Right, okay, so that's the update. Where are we at going forward? Oh, yeah, and also I was pretty ill for a while and had to go to the clinic and have all kinds of scans and blood tests and other prodding and poking things. Yeah.
But you're better now.
Yeah, I'm fine now. Yeah. So, but that's interesting. So we've experienced once again the Greek healthcare system, which is remarkably good, and I might even do a video on that if I get round to it in the near future. If not, we will do in the middle future or even the distant future. Good. Right. So jumping into questions. I've had several questions by email which have been extensively long and kind of life story-ish, which I really enjoy reading. Unfortunately, I don't know how much help we can be with that. I'll just show you an example, Tanya, because you haven't seen this.
Oh.
So you can see here this email. I think the word count is around 3,000 words or something. I'm not sure. It's like
Which is great. We love reading them.
Yeah, I do love reading them. But honestly, I get emails like this often.
And you do reply?
And I try to reply to all of them if I can. Unfortunately, I also have to work and renovate a house as well. And Tanya's also working 60 hours a week or so, aren't you? Well, you
I don't know about that.
Well, okay, you're working a lot, aren't you?
Yeah, on the work and the blog as well.
Yeah. So trying to find time to answer these is proving very difficult at the moment, okay, because, you know, we do have to earn money as well. But also some of these are specific questions about people's specific situations and the intricacies to their exact position, you know, and can we help them with information? And often, actually, the answer is we can do, but we have to do a lot of research into the rules and regulations, particularly when it comes to things like visas and healthcare and setting up a business and emigrating from Canada, America, Australia, France, Germany, Spain, all of these kinds of places, UK, you know, and it's different for everybody as well. Okay, so to be honest, it's very difficult for us to answer these questions. So what I've tried to do is compile 2 or 3 or 4 common situations into the last video about visas and immigration, things like how do you get here, how do you come and work here. Okay, so what am I trying to say?
You've done a video to try and cover a lot of the questions we've been getting in an email, and you're going to put the link below, so the people that have emailed, which you'll email back with the link as well. Here's the, I don't know whether it's this, is it above Tanya or is it above me? I don't know.
It's above one of us here somewhere. Hello. Yes, it's the link is here somewhere to the latest one about visas and all that kind of stuff.
And also these emails are a bit too long to be reading out on our Q&A session, because I've also been getting quite a few off the back of YouTube, but to my website, travel blog email address. And it's the same kind of questions, isn't it? So, yeah, I'm replying to them separately, and thank you very much for them. But, yeah, we will try to make a video to cover them, and then we will point you in the direction of those. So, yeah, we haven't forgotten you if we don't mention your email specifically on the Q&A.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're trying to say.
That's what I'm trying to say as well. And also, if you do want a quick response in your emails, please cut to the chase in the first paragraph, in the first couple of lines. Ask the questions that you need answers to, and then if you feel you have to explain the situation further, then you can go on and do that. But sometimes when it's a busy week, reading 3,000 words in an email is kind of something I don't actually have that much time for, so it gets put onto the pile of to-do things, and sometimes it doesn't get done.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah, okay. So that's that. But a massive shout out to everybody who's messaged us and got in contact with us, and, you know, everybody who's passing through here and needs to stop for a coffee, you know, that's a great
Giro, a beer,
all of that kind of stuff.
You're welcome.
We totally open to that kind of thing as well. And everybody who comments, and of course all of our Patreons as well. So all of our Patreons, let's just try and put a list in between me and Tanya. Can't get out of the way. Look, Patreons here. Yes, thank you, Patreons.
This is also actually the type of emails we're getting coming through would also actually be really suited to becoming a Patreon, because if you're a patron, I don't know which level it is, you actually do get, I believe, emails answered or, you know, dedicated videos, don't you? So actually that's a really good
course, yeah, and of course, you know, I only have so many hours per week to do this, so if you are a Patreon, you get priority. So all of my Patreons get priority, and I check every week the Patreons page to make sure that I'm not missing any comments or questions from our Patreons. So that's the first on the list, you know, that's our highest priority, because these people are sort of supporting us and encouraging us, and then after that it's onto the to-do list for everybody else, I'm afraid. But that's time pressure.
And that's first come, first served, isn't it, really?
And sometimes it is, yeah, or sometimes it's easy wins. You know, if I can answer a question really easily, I'll just fire it off. If I have to do any research or anything like that, then that depends on workload and everything like that. Anyway, cool. Right, so let's just crack on quickly with reading some of the comments. Let's look at the comment section on
Is this from the last 2 months then?
Yeah, this is from the last 2 months.
I think you better pick the questions as I've not been here.
Yeah, okay. First of all, Sandy Radford, okay. Greek resident permit, work permit, visa and medical. The last video I done, Sandy's shared some excellent information there. So if you are looking to move to Greece as resident permits, check the comments out. And this goes for all of the videos as well. Check out the comments, because so many people are adding really valuable information into the comment section and sharing their experiences and their ideas. That at the bottom, you know, at the bottom of the video, look in the comment section and open that and spend time reading through it, because you might find that your question is answered in the comments by somebody else who has the same experience as you. So we get a lot of people talking about retiring in Greece, and unfortunately Tanya and I, we're not that old yet and we can't retire.
Unfortunately. Oh yeah, it's a double.
Yeah, well, you know, and also, yes, well, unfortunately, we still have to work.
That's more to the point.
That's more to the point, because I would love to not have to work. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, we've got 2 hammocks sitting in the garden we never use.
Yeah, exactly. So, but there's lots of comments there. So Sandy Radford, thank you for your comments there regarding your experiences coming out on financially independent persons' visas. And for other people who has also shared their golden visa experience. Okay, so check out the comments on all the videos. Okay, let's quickly just pick out some ones here. Let's talk about stores and shops on Sundays in Hydra. Well, this isn't only in Hydra, is it? It's pretty much all the time. Tanya, tell them all about this.
Yeah, so the question from Janet F3377 is, are the stores and shops open on Sunday in Hydra in the summertime? Yes. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, you will find the tourist shops open on a Sunday in the summertime. You might find that some of them shut in siesta time from like 2 until 5 p.m, but they will open again in the evening. But I'm pretty sure from our visits, and I'm not 100% if we've been on a Sunday, but the shops around the harbour area most definitely will be open.
Yeah,
it's the same for any of the other like main tourist islands, isn't it?
What about general opening times, not in the touristy areas or off season? This doesn't just apply to Hydra. This applies to everywhere in Greece.
Yeah, it's generally 8 o'clock in the morning until about 2, and then they will shut up shop in the hottest part of the day until about 5, and then they open again until 8 or 9 or even 10 sometimes in the summer. I think, you know, it does vary a bit depending on where you are, because obviously places aren't going to stay open if there's nobody going in there, because it's just a waste of resources and it's a waste of their time. But we find it even in Didymer, it varies a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You notice that over the summer, I was like, oh look, the little shop's still open, and it was like 10 o'clock at night, which was a surprise.
Yeah, in the summer the shops open later in the village here. I don't know if that's the same across Greece, but it might be. Certainly in the tourist areas also it might be as well. A lovely one from Nicholas Boulicious. Wasted 15 minutes of my very boring day to some useless blog, not worth a rat's ass.
Oh.
Cut. Cheers, Nick. Thanks for watching, buddy. We appreciate your feedback on that. We do have more boring videos for you in the boring video playlist. And
this is going to go at the top, obviously.
We can only thank you for watching that video, any other videos that you've watched, commented on, and if you're watching this one as well, please feel free to leave another thrilling comment. That's truly amazing. Where are we now?
Hey, this is a nice one.
As from Eleni, this is one of our patrons. Hello, Eleni.
Hi,
Good to hear from you. Your house looks really nice. I think there's a big progress from the last time. Keep going. I'm looking forward to your next video. Have a nice day. Yeah, this is one of our next videos, but we have some friends coming out in 2 weeks' time.
And I have a lot of work to do before it's ready for them.
But Yeah, because the place is a tip at the minute, because we've got like projects running here and there. You know, I'm trying to convert the workshop and things like that. So it's a mess. The garden hasn't been done for like a month.
The garden's gone crazy because of the storm, because it loved all the rain. So yeah, I'm going to be spending probably a fair bit of the rest of this week probably weeding, I should think, and trimming, which isn't such a bad thing, really.
No, it's quite nice, really. Yeah. But once we've got the house looking ship shape, then of course we'll do another progress video, and then we'll put that out there. So look at that coming in the next 4 weeks or so.
Well, if we're going to be sorting it all out for our friends, we might have to do it early next week.
Maybe.
We might do a quick.
I have to edit it.
Oh yeah,
down,
okay.
so
we won't video it.
Put it out as well.
Okay.
So. Where else are we? Let's think. It says
this is interesting about the mask thing with Pireaus.
Okay, right. So the Pireaus video that we've done, Pireaus Port, Athens Hotel, Theoxenia, Pireaus, Egna Ferry. Okay, this video. I found this on OneDrive. I thought I'd lost the footage, and this footage was taken, I don't know, it was taken at the end of COVID when we still had to wear masks inside places, but we didn't have to outside. So it was kind of on the downturn of COVID. I thought I'd lost this footage, and then I was exploring OneDrive, and I found it for some reason in the temp folder. So it's been edited, you know, considerably later than it should have. So don't worry about COVID in Greece at the moment. There isn't any more or any less than what there was 6 months ago.
Who was it that asked that? We didn't say who it was.
William.
Yeah, so thanks for that. It was just because it was an old video, the reason we were wearing a mask.
And McBar841 as well. Thank you for commenting on that.
Yeah, you're right, no masks.
And Ted as well. Hello, Ted. Good to hear from you. I hope you're well. Yeah. So that's more comments from the storms. Thank you everybody who offered their support and what's the word I'm looking for? You know, empathy, about the storm. That's truly appreciated. Thank you for that. Cars. Okay, I'm looking forward to a video specifically about cars. This is from Enna Pulaki. Yeah, Enna Pulaki. Hi, Enna. Looking for a forward specifically about cars. The bureaucracy in Greece is tremendously complicated for many things. Yes, you're absolutely right. It is really very, very complicated. Yeah. And one of our friends has just bought a new car and had to register it, and he also has a car from the UK that he needs to get rid of as well, i.e. sell. Okay, so he's now doing both sides of the car thing, buying one and trying to sell one. So when he's completed both processes, he's bought his new one, he's trying to sell the old one. When he's completed that, I shall interview him, and he's already agreed to do this. It's just a case of when. Okay, so there is a Dave.
Oh, okay, yeah. Awesome.
So we're going to have Essex boy Dave on here telling us all about cars, you know what I mean? Yeah, lovely. So there will be a video coming about cars soon. I'm just looking here now. So yeah, we had loads and loads of comments, and comments on comments as well.
Yeah, we can't read them all, obviously.
I can't read them all, so I'm just quickly scrolling through them.
Trying to pick the ones that you'll find interesting, that, you know, will be useful as well. Oh, Enna Polaki has given us loads and loads of comments. Thank you.
Okay. Here's a question about opening times, but this is more of a seasonal thing, okay? So John Norton, 5917. Hi again, just posted a question on your Ermioni video, but regarding NAFLIO, travelling there next April, so this April coming, I presume. Are we likely to find some bars, tavernas, museums shut at that time of year? Thanks in advance. Probably not, John, because everything really kind of starts to open here in April, and more specifically at Pascha, or Greek Orthodox Easter. So if you're coming at Easter time, Greek Easter, which is the first week in April this year, be ready for craziness, because it is the biggest holiday and the biggest kind of celebration of the year, and things at Easter are not normal.
I guess it depends where you are, doesn't it? What's
It
going on?
was only for a weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not for a week. It's not like Christmas, but it is just for the weekend. And a few days leading up to the weekend, people are generally travelling home to see their families, the same as what people do for Christmas in other places, okay?
So it's not really public celebrations so much. It's mainly families and things like that. But it does mean that roads are busy, and like Tavernas and things. The ferries will be busy.
Flights.
And some places you do get big public celebrations.
Yeah.
In the main cities.
But will things be open? Yes, I think everything will be open after Pascha. I think that will be the kind of the opening date. Most people try to get ready for Pascha, and then afterwards it's full tourist season, or lead up into the full tourist season. So things will be open, and they'll stay open after that. Cool.
Question about Julie's as well.
Go on then.
Another one from John as well. He says he's planning to stay in Ermioni next April for a week, and he heard us mention Julie on the tour video, and does she run Gnosis for Xenia? Because it looks like a good place to base themselves for a week. Absolutely, Julie's place is the perfect spot to base yourself in Ermioni. She is a good friend of ours, but we've stayed there before, and it's got a great location, overlooking the water, right near the Bisti, which is fir tree lined kind of peninsula, isn't it? Yeah, it's great. So yeah, we would highly recommend that.
I'll add a link into the comments below for Julie's place. Okay.
What was that about the G?
I was just saying that there's no G sound in Greek, which is correct. It's a Y, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's just... Email Davinam. So I'm not going to read all of this out because it's a huge long comment.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Very, very long comments there, but I did read them all. I did reply to them, but just talking quickly about visual impairment, people who have either visual impairments or disabilities, and how difficult it is for people in Greece, particularly if you're not from Greece. And I tend to agree. So if you've not read this, it's on Tanya's and Andy's 5 bad things about living in Greece. If you have a visual or other impairment, or in any way have mobility problems, it's probably a good idea to read the comments on that video, because the person who's left the comment is speaking from first-hand experience and has lived in Greece for some time. Okay, so it's quite interesting. Things are difficult here if you have a disability or if you're impaired in any way. It's not as easy as if you're in your home country, particularly if Greek isn't your first language. If you don't speak the language very well, then yeah, it's kind of tricky. All right, I haven't got the knowledge or the experience to go into this in any depth, but I suggest reading the comments there.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Good. NMCQ6RI. That's a weird name, isn't it? Anyway, Greek society is at the brink of insanity, and this is the main reason I left Greece. Ugly cities, concrete everywhere, narrow streets, no respect for old traditional houses, no uniformity in architecture, hatred for the state, concrete house fences that leave no space for pedestrians, etc. I am Greek, by the way. Yeah, I mean, you could look at it like that. You really could say that Greece is all of those, but then again, so are lots of other countries in the world, and no more so than England. And I could also add to England as being blinking expensive and very unfriendly.
Grey, miserable.
Grey, miserable, terrible weather, yeah. So is that everything's got its swings and roundabouts, isn't it? And some of the things you say there, you know, urban planning in Greece isn't necessarily the number one skill, is it? And I think there's becoming a bigger, how can I say this? People are valuing old buildings more now, and they're not having the tendency to demolish them. And they're having a tendency to maybe renovate them and maintain them.
Yeah, a bit. But also, Greece isn't all urban. You've got a lot of, you know, more rural areas. So, you know, it doesn't apply to everything, does it?
Well, no, Greece has got a population of about 11.5 million people, the same land mass as the UK, and we've got 70 million people in the UK. So there's lots of open space here. You don't have to be in the village. You don't have to be in the city. There's loads of room to escape. Places, yeah. And I think our area of the Peloponnese is populated probably in the same density as some areas of rural Scotland. And this is one of the more populated places. When you go over into the main part of the Peloponnese, there's nobody there.
If you get up into Arcadia, Laconia, you know, like the central finger of the Peloponnese, but up north, up where the mountains are, which is where I was fairly recently. Yeah, I visited at least two villages that are completely uninhabited, maybe have 2 or 3 permanent residents. Yeah. So, yeah, there's nobody there.
Yeah, so it's very much swings and roundabouts there, but I do understand that if you lived in Athens and you've lived there for a long while, you might feel like that. So, you know. Griff, 9 of 13. I remember visiting Climmer Beach this is on the Egina Island by ATV video. I remember visiting Climmer Beach back in the early 90s when it's completely deserted in the highest of summer. Wow, things have changed. Yeah, that's what happens with tourism, isn't it? The pesky tourists go everywhere and ruin places, don't they?
Ruined.
What do you say, Tanya?
Yeah, they ruin it. No. But there's still places that aren't ruined that you can find if you spend a bit of time looking.
Yeah, and also, you know, again, it's got its pros and cons there, isn't it? Okay, there's loads of people on the beach and everything, but there's also loads of people spending money in Egina, like boosting the tourist industry and putting money in people's pockets. Yeah. One of the things about the tourist industry in Greece, I think, is that most of the tourist businesses are, certainly on the mainland anyway, are small family businesses. They're not big corporate. It's not like Four Seasons running things, although that is starting to happen here now. But it's, you know, it's not the big hotel chains that are running the businesses. It's the small families. So the money is, it trickles down probably for the first time ever, I think. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's good value for money. Also, this is the other thing about islands. Everybody goes to the islands, and then all of this huge lump of mainland Greece is left untouched. So there's several beaches, even within 10 kilometres of our house, that are completely deserted still, and much better, actually, than a lot of the beaches on Egina. And I'm not going to tell you where they are, because then you'll go there and ruin them. Ruined. Greece is the most beautiful summer country in the world. Chris Drone, 33. Yeah, okay. Yes, it can be. That's my answer to that.
Depending on where you go.
Yeah, obviously if you're in the back alley of downtown Athens, it's probably not. But if you're standing on top of the hill up the road here, then yeah, it can be very, very, very beautiful. Cindy, 68780. Greek was great when it had the drachma. Now it's an overpriced, debt-ridden colony without a future. Okay, yeah, again, that's a valid point, because it's, you know, up until recently, certainly since 2012, it's been absolutely hammered with a national debt crisis, hasn't it? And then before that, 2008 with the credit problem thingy, recession, big thing. Do I sound like I knew what I was talking about?
No. Really.
Okay, yeah, that big thing that happened in 2008. But yeah, so overpriced debt colony. Yeah, the thing is, it's joined the euro, isn't it? So now things have to be equal out, and it's still cheap compared to a lot of Western European countries. Also, the other thing is that I believe that the national debt is now, or the loan repayments have now finished. So the loan repayments to European banks, IMF and people like that, Germany basically, I think that the debt's pretty much repaid. Moody's, I think it was 2 weeks ago, lifted the credit rating from junk bond status up 2 points to now investment grade. So things might now start to change a little bit as people acknowledge that the risk is reduced for investing in Greece. And when people start investing here, then, or investing more here, because people do invest in Greece, but when people invest more here, then things in the economy will change. Whether outside investment is a benefit to local people or a hindrance, I'm not sure which way it'll go. Okay, but if the Greek government are smart, then they'll use the international investment or the outside investment, and they'll use it and enable it to happen for the benefit of the Greek people. Hopefully. So things might change. But yeah, you're right, things were a lot cheaper, and I've been told this by several people. Things were cheaper when things were in drachma. Right.
One from Peter.
Peter? Where's Peter?
Born in Didyma.
Go on then.
So it's from Peter of Lacos, I think it says. I just saw your videos and I like them very much. As a native born in Didyma, currently living in Canada, I welcome you to Didyma. Thank you very much. I'm grateful that you chose to live in my hometown. Hope to see you in the future. Best regards. So thank you, Peter. And like we said, pop in for a coffee anytime you come this way next.
It's surprising how many people you meet from Didyma. It's got,
I think I've actually been emailing with his wife as well, or his partner.
Oh, okay.
And that sounded very familiar, that scenario, so I think maybe I've had an email to my blog about that.
Zibakavian. I have a question. Can I ask? Isn't that a question in itself?
I don't know anybody who does that.
Yeah. And then no question.
Me all the time.
So I have a question. It's like saying, can I ask a question? Yes, you can, please, but stop knocking at the door. Just ask the question.
Yeah, so please do come back and ask us the question.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is, as well, if we haven't mentioned your question, the only reason will be because it was very, very similar to a previous one we've said.
And some of the questions I've answered extensively in the comment section as well. Yeah, Jelly Beanie, great video. I would love to know how hot it gets in your house in the summer. Our house in England is like living in a conservatory, huge windows and no shade anywhere on the high side of an exposed valley. Would love to be able to escape when the heat is hot outside. Yeah, okay, so when it's 45 degrees outside, it's about 33 degrees inside. And that's because we've got huge, great big thick stone walls that protect us from the heat, and the house is painted white. Conversely, in the winter, when it's almost freezing outside, it doesn't go anything really below about 13 or 14 outside. So there's just a bit more than a 10-degree change each way. And that's because of the thermal mass of the house, because it's a whacking great big thick wall all the way around it. And also we've got a completely wooden roof covered up with tiles, so we haven't got any insulation in the roof. So in the summer, all of the heat during the day that builds up in the house, when the temperature drops outside, it goes out through the roof, which keeps the house cooler at night time. Conversely, in the winter, it means that any heat that we put into the house goes out through the roof, because we haven't got any insulation. But the problem is, if we spend the money on heating in the winter, it will cost us X amount of money, and if we insulate the roof, it will cost us, I don't know, 15,000 to insulate the roof or something, but then in the summer it would get so hot we have to spend X amount of money on cooling it with aircon.
And we don't like aircon.
Which means we'd also have to put aircon in. So at the moment we don't need air conditioning, and we don't need to insulate the roof, and we have effectively the same running costs as if we did. It just means that in the summer we're cooler at night time, which is kind of nice. We don't need aircon, you see. Yeah, good. Anyway, so yeah, it's quite cool in the daytime in the summer. I think that'll do, won't it?
What did our for real people?
For real.
Ah.
For real global. This is Jeremy and Claire out of Cambodia and Australia. So they're an Australian couple that we met in Cambodia when we lived in Cambodia, and they're a couple of our good mates. And they also run a YouTube channel called For Real, RIEL, For Real, which is the Cambodian currency. And they're doing For Global Real now, yeah, which is them moving around the country a bit, or moving around the planet a bit, doing different things. Yeah. Okay, so Jeremy and Claire, you're doing a fantastic job with the house. Love that blue. Cheers, it's very blue. Aegean blue. That is some extremely hot weather you're having. Yeah, it was. This was when it was 45 degrees. Australia will most likely go back to the extreme hot weather and wildfires this year. Yeah, as are many places in the world, I think. We still think, why Greece over Cambodia and the pros and cons of living in each. I could do the pros and cons of living in Cambodia and Greece.
I do miss Cambodia.
Yeah, we do miss Cambodia. Miss the food, miss the people. Yeah, miss the...
Lots of it.
The food and the people and the food and the people, I think. Yeah. That might do, mightn't it? Yeah. Whereas in Greece, what we've got in Greece, we've got fantastic food, yeah, and the people are great. Yeah. Cool. No, we'll do something like that, Jeremy or Claire, when we get round to it.
Yeah.
All right, good. Right. I think that's about it. We've banged on for long enough. Have you got anything to add, dear? Why don't you plug your travel blog, your award-winning travel blog?
It's not an award-winning travel blog.
Well, it's been nominated for awards today,
Oh, yes,
hasn't
it
it?
did get nominated for an award today.
Yeah.
In fact, it was on, I think, it was on one of the posts that was written between us on Ermioni. So we've got a post on the blog, Travel Guide to Ermioni, and it's been nominated for Best Written Piece in the Traverse Content Creators Awards, which is very exciting because it's the first award we've been nominated for. And to be fair, a lot of the credit goes to Andy because he did do probably a good proportion of the writing on that, and then I did the editing and the techie bits behind the scenes, all the geeky stuff. But I think, to be fair, a lot of the writing came from this one.
Well, there we are.
But then, that's exciting. So, yeah, if anybody wants to check that out, you can see it on the travel blog, which is www.cantravelwilltravel.com.
Cool. The other thing, we've started a Facebook group for living in Greece as well, which suddenly seems to have 250 members or something. So if you're in the Facebook group living in Greece, then say hello. Okay. And don't forget to comment and things like that, and talk about and share your experiences and your questions there, because there's a lot of people living in Greece who are on the Facebook group now living in Greece. So if you're thinking of coming to Greece, the idea of the Facebook group is another resource for you to be able to actually talk directly to people who are actually living in Greece. And the people on the people in the Facebook group are both Greeks and immigrants, if you like, or expats, if you want to use expats. All right. So yeah, pretty valuable. I think that's going to be really good. It's growing really, really quickly. I'm really happy with that, and people are sharing their experiences already there. So again, if you want more contact, or if you need more kind of information or anything, don't be frightened to join the Facebook group. It is called Living in Greece. I'll put the comment in the descriptions below, and this is the link in the description below, and this in the description, the video description, not the comments, in the video description below. Okay, so join Living in Greece on Facebook as well. That's another valuable resource for you.
I quite like this one. I thought this was
Oh, go on then, just have a go.
No, I don't know if that needs to be mentioned.
Oh, come on.
So we had a great comment from Saint Preferred, saying you should probably not make any more videos and maybe even go back to the UK, which I think is lovely. You replied to that one, haven't you? I'll let you read the reply.
Oh, right. Okay, no. Well, okay, yes. I mean, well, thank you, Saint Preferred, for your valuable comment. We truly value your opinion. It's as valid as anybody else's. Yes, I think you're right. It's just too hot here. Who would have thought that a hot place gets hot in the summer?
I was out of your hot video.
Yeah, it's a hot video. I mean, what were we thinking? But thanks for watching so far. When we get back home, we might stop the videos and start making a travel blog about staying in one place like Norwich. What do you think? Would it work? Can we have a travel blog about not travelling? Don't know. Anyway, on that note,
and there were more questions in there, but we're up to like
we've banged on for 45 minutes,
and
that's
you've
long
replied,
enough.
but you have replied to them all on the channel, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm trying now to reply to every comment. Oh, it's just taking so long to put the info in there, but I don't mind doing it because it's kind of helping people out.
And also we're getting so many comments and questions now that to put them all into the FAQs, we'd be here for hours.
God, yeah,
you get bored, you get sick of the sight of us.
I'd have to change the batteries in the GoPro a couple of times to answer every single question by video now. So.
But we are going to try and do the next one live, aren't we? We're actually going to try and do that.
I'm trying to figure out the live bit on YouTube and whether it's worth us doing. If you think live would be good and you would like to partake,
you actually ask us. Obviously, we'll still read questions that we've had, but if you're on the live and you've got questions, they will be prioritised.
Yeah, or even if you just want to come and say hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come for a chat.
Yeah, come for a chat. So we don't mind doing that. I was thinking of trying to start doing that once a month, sort of once a month live. Live from Didymer. Yes, it might work, it might not. Cool. Right, I'm done. Are you?
I think that's it, isn't it?
Mega.
Okay.
Right.
It's nice to be back.
Coming soon. Coming soon. Update. Okay. Update on the house. Coming soon as well will be hopefully a live Q&A session for you to join in on. Already going on the Facebook group, and most importantly, big shout out to our Patreons. We really, really appreciate your support. And if you think you would like to help out, then head over to Patreon. The link is in the description below. And if you can't, then we totally get that as well, totally understand that, but feel free to like, share and subscribe with your friends, anybody else you know who's thinking of moving to Greece. And really the one thing that actually really helps us is with the YouTube algorithm is for you to leave a comment and say hello. So say hello in the comments below, like, share, subscribe, email us as well, and
I was waiting for you to do your. I was waiting for you to do your stupid finger thing.
Stay safe out there and be good, you.